So we spent our first night in the cabin last night. We kind of moved in, I guess you can say, temporarily. We're going to be camping in the cabin part-time during the winter, not full-time yet. It's not quite up to full-time living standards yet. So the cabin was almost not ready to sleep in last night. We still had a whole bunch of gaps in the logs which we hadn't filled yet, so we had to kind of frantically do that by candlelight last night, which is kind of stressful but kind of fun at the same time. We managed to get the cabin more or less, I mean not airtight, but draft tight. All the gaps around the windows, all the gaps between the logs are pretty much filled in. We haven't quite finished the framing around the door. We need to add some doorstop molding to really stop the draft coming in, because that was one of the main things that cooled off the cabin overnight. So we'll get to that today. We're probably only going to do temporary doorstop molding because we haven't bought good stuff yet. We're just going to be using scrap wood that we have laying around. So overall we had a pretty good night, though it was stressful at some points. Whenever you're sleeping in a new place, especially a cabin you built yourself, there's always noises and things that kind of worry you. We kept waking up like, oh, is the cabin on fire? Or is there a squirrel inside eating our food? All those things were keeping us a little bit awake over the night, but everything turned out fine in the morning. So we're just going to finish up our breakfast here, and then we'll get started. We're going to finish up the woodshed today, hopefully, as much as possible. And we also got to put some molding around the door frame.
During hard times, it can get very difficult if you don't have anyone to talk to.
If you think you might be feeling stressed, depressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, today's sponsor BetterHelp is here to help you.
BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. BetterHelp has customized online therapy that offer phone call, video call, or even live chat session with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to.
There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out an online questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with a therapist in as little as 48 hours.
Then you schedule a secure video and phone session, plus you have access to unlimited messages with your therapist. Everything you're going to say is going to be completely confidential, and you can request a new therapist at any time without any charges.
Join the 3 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/nickandmayella. Again, that's betterhelp, HELP.com/nickandmayella. We're also going to put a link in the description below.
Now let's get back to building.
So we don't think we've ever shown you this structure on our channel before. Obviously it's on our land and we're not really sure what exactly it was used for. We're thinking that obviously it had to do with the maple syrup production that was occurring on our plot of land before we bought it. It could have been kind of like a temporary storage of the maple syrup sap before they brought it down to the sugar shack, or maybe it could have also been like a temporary woodshed. But that doesn't really make sense to us because the sugar shack is a couple hundred meters that way. It's kind of just out in the middle of the forest here. So we decided, because we're not using it ourselves, we're going to take apart some of these boards here and use them for the floorboards of our woodshed up at the cabin. Hopefully we'll get enough to finish the floor of our woodshed, and if we ever need this structure in the future for whatever reason, then we can just refurbish it, kind of give it a little bit of an upgrade, because it is a little bit derelict, just kind of falling apart.
saw a spark.
Yeah, same.
So we've been sleeping up here for the past 3 nights. We put up some white pine boards here just to have a surface to sleep on. We bought them rough cut, so they're not very smooth and they have like lots of kind of sawdust on them. To get them smooth, we had a couple other options that we were thinking about. We thought about maybe getting a gas powered generator and just using a belt sander to get them nice and smooth. The other option we were thinking about was just to bring them to a lumber yard and using their industrial planer to just plane them all really quickly. But instead we decided to stay true to our channel goals and do everything by hand. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to use a hand planer and plane them all nice and smooth. We only have to do one side. We're not going to bother doing the underside. So once we get them nice and smooth, we're going to cut them to the right lengths, bring them up here, and then install them. Let's shake the camera. This is a nice edge so it comes through. Unfortunately, we ran out of screws, so we won't be able to finish the second floor today. You'll have to wait until next episode to see us put the last of our boards up.